Just when you thought the Cardi B and Nicki Minaj feud was buried, these two queens of rap just reignited one of the messiest rivalries in hip-hop history. In the past 24 hours, Nicki went nuclear online, mocking Cardi's brand new album, clowning her price tag, and even taking personal shots at her family. And Cardi? She didn't hold back either, firing back with brutal digs at Nicki's husband and her so-called washed-up career. This isn't just a couple of shady tweets. This is the latest chapter in a feud that's been brewing for nearly a decade. And trust me, the insults they're throwing this time, way harsher than before. Stick around because we're breaking down every tweet, every diss, and the real reason Cardi and Nicki just went back to war. And at the end, we'll ask the question fans can't stop debating: who's really winning this round? Only 28% of our viewers are subscribed to our channel. So before we get into all of the juicy details, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn the notifications on to be the first in the know whenever a new explosive story drops. So what set this whole thing off? It all started with Cardi's brand new album, Am I the Drama? Fans were hyped, streaming it non-stop, and Cardi was back in the spotlight. But Nicki Minaj wasn't about to let Cardi have her moment. Nicki took to X with a savage post, mocking the album's price tag, $4.99. That's all she's worth. Throwing shade not just at Cardi's music, but at her entire brand. And she didn't stop there. Nicki doubled down with brutal digs, clowning Cardi's appearance, dragging her pregnancy, and basically suggesting her career is running out of steam. Now, if you know Cardi, you know she's not the type to sit quiet. Within hours, she clapped back hard, flipping the script and going straight for Nicki's family. Cardi fired shots at Nicki's husband, hinted at fertility rumors, and made it clear she's not backing down this time. This wasn't just shade, this was full-on war, and the internet exploded, with fans realizing this fight just went way deeper than music. But here's the thing, this feud isn't new. In fact, it's been boiling under the surface for years, and every time you think it's cooled off, something like this pulls them right back into the fire. So let's rewind, because to understand why this latest fight is so savage, you have to know the history behind Cardi and Nicki's beef. To really understand why these new insults hit so hard, we've got to rewind, because Cardi B and Nicki Minaj's beef didn't start overnight. It goes all the way back to 2017, when Cardi's meteoric rise with Bodak Yellow had everyone calling her the next queen of rap. Nicki had been holding that crown for nearly a decade, and fans immediately started pitting them against each other. Things got messy quick. Remember the motorsport collab with Migos? On the surface, it looked like a power move, but behind the scenes, Cardi claimed Nicki tried to rewrite her verse, while Nicki insisted Cardi was being insecure. That track was supposed to unite them.
And a casual
Instead,
reminder that she's
it drove the first
busy
real
and
wedge.
breaking records.
Then came 2018 New York Fashion Week, the infamous Harper's Bazaar party, where Cardi literally threw a shoe at Nicki. That night cemented their feud in hip-hop history. Headlines ran wild, fans picked sides, and the drama became bigger than the music itself. Since then, it's been a constant game of subliminal shots, sneak disses, and social media shade. From interviews to lyrics, they've kept their rivalry alive for nearly a decade, and now, with Nicki mocking Cardi's new album and Cardi firing back with family insults, it's clear this isn't just music competition anymore, it's personal. But wait until you hear the new insults they've thrown this week, because these make Fashion Week look like child's play. And now we get to the part everyone's been waiting for. The new blows Cardi and Nicki just landed on each other. It started with Nicki throwing what looked like a simple jab at Cardi's album price. She posted, $4.99. That's what y'all paying for greatness now? But she didn't stop there. Nicki went in hard, mocking Cardi's pregnancy, clowning her looks, and even suggesting her career was on its last legs. Fans couldn't believe it. Nicki wasn't just shading the music, she was coming for Cardi's entire image. Cardi didn't hesitate. Within hours, she clapped back with her own fire, flipping the script and aiming directly at Nicki's personal life. Cardi dragged Nicki's husband, hinted at fertility rumors that Nicki's tried to keep private, and basically told the world Nicki's living off past glory while Cardi's the one in demand. The back and forth wasn't just petty, it was savage. These weren't subliminals, these were daggers. And of course, the internet lit up. Fans were split, some saying Nicki crossed the line first, others calling Cardi heartless for dragging family into it. Memes flooded X and TikTok with edits of Cardi yelling hostage side by side with Nicki's old interviews. This wasn't just a rap beef anymore. This was two superstars tearing into each other's lives. But here's where it gets even wilder, because the fan base war that erupted after these insults might be more ruthless than the rappers themselves. If you thought Cardi and Nicki's words were harsh, wait until you see what their fans are saying. Because the real battle isn't just between the rappers, it's playing out on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram right now. On one side, you've got the Barbs, Nicki's army of die-hard fans. They're flooding timelines with hashtags like hashtag Team Nicki and hashtag Cardi Flop, claiming Nicki is still the queen and Cardi can't touch her legacy. Some even dug up old clips of Cardi admitting she looked up to Nicki just to paint her as a copycat. But the Bardi gang, they came just as strong. They fired back with hashtag Team Cardi and hashtag Nicki is pressed, dragging Nicki for recycling the same insults, accusing her of being bitter, and clowning her for focusing on Cardi instead of her own music. And then came the memes. Oh man, the memes. Fans posted photoshops of Cardi's album cover with Nicki lurking in the background, edits of Nicki as the hater neighbor, and TikToks with sound bites of Cardi screaming over clips of Nicki rolling her eyes. The wildest part? Some fans aren't even picking sides anymore. They're just enjoying the chaos, saying this beef is giving hip-hop life again. But here's the thing. While the fan war is messy enough, this feud is shaking up more than just Twitter trends. It's raising bigger questions about the entire female rap game. This isn't just a fight between two rappers, it's about the throne. Nicki Minaj and Cardi B are two of the most powerful women in hip-hop. When they clash, it doesn't just stay between them. It shakes the entire industry. Every diss, every clapback, every viral moment forces the question, who's really running female rap right now? And here's the twist. While they're busy going at each other, younger stars like Ice Spice, Latto, and JT are quietly building their own lanes. Some fans even argue that Nicki and Cardi's feud is holding the genre back, because instead of collaborations, we're getting Twitter wars. But others say this is what hip-hop was built on: competition, battle, dominance. Look back at Jay-Z versus Nas, Drake versus Meek, even Kendrick versus Drake just this year. Beef fuels conversation, and conversation fuels streams. So here's the million-dollar question. Is this feud really about hate, or is it about hype? Are Cardi and Nicki keeping their names in the spotlight on purpose, using each other as the perfect rival to stay relevant? Because if you look at the timing, Nicki firing shots the same week Cardi drops her album, it starts to look less like coincidence and more like strategy. And if that's the case, then the next chapter of this feud might not happen online at all. It could happen in music. So where does this go from here? Will Nicki drop a diss track and remind everyone why they call her the queen of rap? Will Cardi clap back in the booth with another viral anthem? Or will this feud spiral so far out of control that it overshadows both of their careers? One thing's for sure, this battle isn't over. If history has taught us anything, it's that when Cardi and Nicki go to war, the next round always comes louder, pettier, and even more shocking than the last. But here's where I want to hear from you. Who's really winning this round? Is it Nicki with the savage shade, or Cardi with the fearless clapbacks? Or are they both just playing the game to keep their names on top? Drop your take in the comments right now. We'll be pinning the best ones. And don't forget, only 28% of the people watching our videos are subscribed. Let's change that today. If you made it this far, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications bell, and share this video with a friend who lives for rap drama. Because trust me, this Cardi versus Nicki feud, it's far from finished.